What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Make sure the cat doesn't come out.
You ready?
Oh yeah. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Nice
Good
to
morning.
see you. Good
I'm
morning.
here.
How are you?
Good.
How are your cats?
Yes.
Let's get some footage of your cats.
They're here too.
Oh yeah. They're very remarkable cats.
They're big guys.
Alright, Sammy, so tell me a little bit about what you have in your apartment.
You know, I got, it's weird how this living room's set up because it's supposed to be like one living room and then one dining room, but instead I made two dining rooms, or two living rooms out of it. I mean, I got like my futon, I got my coffee table with my little like laptop setup, so that's kind of like my office, you know? And got my little instruments over here in case I need to break out some beats.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, you know, I got that. And then I got my two guitars over here. I'm a musician, so I like to play some music from time to time. And of course I got like my big couch from my regular living room with my TV because, you know, we like to watch a lot of TV, a lot of sports. I like to play a massive amount of video games. So I have a big TV for that very reason. And it's Christmas time, so we're feeling a little festive this year, and I put up a Christmas tree with some presents under there. That cost me a lot of money. So I hope they like them. You know, put like some decorations, nothing too crazy, like some tapestry. You know, I got some signs for inspiration. I actually made this one myself.
Really?
Yeah, it says choose kindness. And I did it in, you know, some nice Rasta colors because it represents, you know, peace, mindfulness, good vibes.
Nice.
And I like elephants, so that's why I have a few elephant things.
Cool. Oh, this is better.
Yeah. I got my other tapestry there. Yeah, you know, I like to start my mornings with, you know, a cup of joe. And, hey.
Why do they call it a cup of joe?
You know, I never, like, really got to, like, wondering why it was called a cup of joe. I just kind of...
Like Joe, like a...
I think it's
name,
like...
Joe?
Yeah, because I think it's like a Joe Mug. Like, there's actually like a guy named Joe Mug, or maybe it's like... I don't know, like, maybe this is like a saying in, like, New York or something, like Brooklyn, you know how those people are, you know, they're like, hey, we're from Brooklyn, you know, it's a cup of joe. You know, maybe that just, it came about, and then all of a sudden everyone was like, yeah, this is a cup of joe. And it's kind of weird thinking about it, because that's some person's name. But it tastes great.
Yeah, I mean, in America, there's a huge coffee culture, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the fuel of America when you think about it. You know, people wake up, this is the first thing they think about to get their day started, really.
Yeah, you got a little saying on that coffee mug, right?
Yeah, there's actually a little saying on here. In the book of life, the answers aren't in the back. And it says it's a saying by Charlie Brown. And Charlie Brown is basically a cartoon character from this gang called the Peanuts, and this show came out like in the 60s or 70s, like back in the day. And basically it's a group of kids that like go out and like go on different adventures. They get in a bunch of mischief, and through all the mischief and through all the destruction, there's a lesson at the end of all these episodes where, you know, you kind of like you're supposed to learn something from it. So it's not just, you know, a good show to watch for kids. It was like, you know, a learning curve for them.
Okay.
And Charlie Brown was kind of like, he was the main character. He was the dude, like.
What's mischief?
Mischief, you know, doing things you shouldn't do. Not necessarily crimes, but, you know, like, I don't know.
Like being naughty?
Like being naughty, yeah. You know, being a bothersome person.
Okay.
You know, you're causing mischief.
So, did you watch a lot of cartoons when you were a child?
Yeah, probably way too many.
Way too many?
Way too many.
I never watched enough. We only had them like once a week we had good
Oh my
cartoons
gosh.
on TV.
Well, we had new episodes coming out once a week for sure, but it was on all the time.
Okay.
It was on all the time. And that's what it all comes down to is that, you know, we couldn't watch bad things. So like people acting or, you know, actually seeing people. So seeing a cartoon do it was kind of like a way for us to be like, okay, it's okay to like, you know, cause some mischief or do bad things here and there. Not necessarily bad things, but like, you know, like kick me on the back of someone's back or something. Like little dumb stuff like that, you know, nothing too bad. But we all knew like it was just a joke. It's all fun and games, and cartoons kind of showed us that. And like I said, there's also a lesson in most cartoons. You know, they want you to learn, but it's also just there to make you laugh and be funny.
There used to be a lesson in each cartoon. Not anymore. It seems like.
No, now they're just funny.
Like the cartoons now, it's like I don't know. I don't understand most of them.
I don't either, man. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, I watched a lot of cartoons growing up, and like the ones that are coming out now for kids are kind of weird.
Yeah, most of them are weird.
Like super weird, and like, yeah, you're right. There's no lesson. It's just kind of like, all right, well, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
That was weird. Okay, cool. We're gonna turn this off. Little Tommy can't watch that anymore.
What was your favorite cartoon?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Ooh, probably Ed, Edd and Eddy. And this is I know it's weird. So it's three guys, all of them are named Ed. So it's like Ed, and Eddie. So it's like ED, EDD, and then Eddie.
Okay.
So it's like three different Eddies pretty much. And they're also like a group of kids that like to cause mischief. And but their thing was scamming people, you know. So like they would come up with different schemes and like different plots to try to get like the neighborhood kids to spend their money on their scheme, and then they use that money to go buy jawbreakers.
Jawbreakers?
Jawbreakers.
What are jawbreakers?
It's like a candy. It's a candy that's super sugary, but there's like soft sugar on the outside, but it's also like super hard sugar on the inside. So as you eat it, it gets harder and harder to eat it. So they call it a jawbreaker because you're sitting there like gnawing on it, like trying to break it.
I see.
And the cartoon, like that's kind of like their objective. Every single episode was to have a scam, steal a kid's money, buy jawbreakers.
Okay.
Super simple, but like every episode there was also a lesson in there and stuff. And like growing up, like they're kids that are our age in the episode. Like, you know, the cartoons were our age. Like, you know, they try to represent the time. So whenever I was watching it, you know, you can kind of like replicate that. And it's like whatever's happening in the cartoon, you know, you'd be like, oh wow, they're hanging out with girls, or oh, this is an idea. So you'd kind of like take that from the cartoon and like you bring it into like real life and be like, oh, okay, well, this is how girls are. This is how people act when this happens. You know, it's kind of weird to explain, but.
Was it like an old cartoon when you were watching it, or was it?
Let's see. I mean, no. I mean, yeah. No. It was a new cartoon when I was watching it. It came out when I was like 7 or 8. So This is like early 2000.
You wanna go to the balcony?
We could definitely check out the balcony.